Hi, and welcome to BB's Crafty Haven. I am Belinda, and thank you so much for stopping by my channel today. Today we have the Just Your Imagination Challenge with your host Brenda from Rustic and Lace and Kathy from Kathy Jo DIYs. And this month's guest host is Melissa from Crafty Crumb. Congratulations, Melissa. And with this challenge, as you all know, we have 3 items that we must use. And the first one was a wire hanging basket from Dollar Tree, book pages, and a party hat. And in my description box below, you'll find the playlist for all of this, so I encourage everyone to go there and watch everybody and see what they created with these 3 items. With that all said, let's get to crafting and see what I made. DIY number 1. Okay, I mixed some baking soda and some white paint from Apple Barrel. This is already white obviously, but I didn't want it that shiny and I wanted some texture. So I went ahead and just pounced that on, and I did 2 coats drying in between. And then once I had that done, this is what it looks like. And I wanted to make it look a little bit more rustic, so I took some black and I kind of made like little black spots everywhere that look like it's like worn out or old. And I did this all over this. And hopefully I didn't show it all, but I probably did because editing causes me to fall asleep and I don't always pay attention, even though I try to go back and try to edit again. Yeah, I still miss some stuff. So, but I do the back and front, and I go all the way around and I do the edges. And then after that, hopefully it ends soon because I'm over this too. Okay, once I finish that, I then take some brown and I go around the black with the brown to make it look even more rustic. And once I get this done and it's dry, I will take some Mod Podge and go over it and seal it. See, I'm trying to get closer. Excuse me. I'm trying to get closer to the camera here so you can see what I'm doing. So you got the black to look worn, and then I got the gray to the brown to look rustic. And then again, like I said, I take the Mod Podge to seal it all in and keep it. And I do this for every little black dot I put on there. So once I get that finished, I guess I'm going to show you all this too. I really didn't need to go through all of that, but that's what it looks like, and then Mod Podge it. Alright, we're going to set that aside. Now this is one of the wire hangers that I got from Dollar Tree, and I took jute, and no, I did not record it because it would have been so boring to watch me wrap jute all around this, and that's all I did. And I only put jute around one of the little hooks and not the other 2 because you're not going to see the other 2. So, and I took a lighter and lit it up to get all the fuzzies off. And now I'm taking, I got this is in my stash. It was a towel, like a hand towel for a kitchen. And I just cut it up. It's brown, obviously, to blend in a little bit. But I needed a base. I needed a little bit of a base for this. So I'm just taking some hot glue and I'm just going to hot glue this in. And all around the edges, and it doesn't need to be perfect because you're really not going to see it. Like I said, this is just kind of a base, but I wanted it to blend in with the rest of the project, and it does very well. It actually turned out pretty good. So, and all I'm doing, obviously you can see that all I'm doing is hot gluing. I'm not doing anything special, and which the jute actually serves another purpose, and that's the other purpose for this. I mean, one, it covers up the wire and gives it a decorative look, but then it also gives me something to glue something to too, and gives that hold. So it kind of has a dual purpose in this project. But once I get that all set, and we're going to move on here in a minute, I promise. And that's it. Okay, we're going to bring back our base. And again, this is the purpose of this cloth again. And the jute around the edging. We are going to use Titebond. And I'm going to use I think I just used the Titebond. And I went around the edges where that was going to sit. I did go in the middle because the actual fabric actually sits in the middle. At first I just did the edging, and then I thought, well, I can actually do the middle too because that's where the fabric is, and that will work as well. So I ended up just smearing it all over it. And then I just push it down, and I put a weight on it, and I put a light bottle, which was stupid. I should have put a heavier bottle just to hold it down until the glue sets. I don't know what I was thinking when I put that bottle there. But anyways, once it's set, I took some foam and some hot glue, and I kind of catty-cornered the foam inside of this. So it kind of sits a little bit off the side. And then I'm going to take this moss. I just took a handful of it, and I'm trying my best to make a nest. I fussed with it a little bit. It took me a hot minute to figure out how I wanted this, because it wasn't really indenting the way I wanted it to. So I ended up breaking apart and kind of rolling it and scrunching it and then bringing it around into a circle, and then I got like a deeper middle, if that makes any sense. I hope that does. And then once I get that in, I just hot glue it down, and just be careful not to burn your fingers when you hot glue that down. And after I finally fuss with it enough and get it the way I like it, I do use the hot glue, and that's the first thing I grabbed to push that down. It's whatever I have in front of me I grab. So and I just trimmed it up a little bit to make it look a little bit more shapely, and then shake out the excess, which really doesn't matter because it's not going to show anyways. Then I take the reindeer moss from Dollar Tree, and we're going to cover that entire bottom and up and around the foam and the underneath the kind of underneath the nest. But that whole cloth piece you see there is going to be covered in that green, and this is where you're not going to see the little spokes. I remember I showed you in the beginning where I tied jute around the top one, but the other two on the side I didn't, because you're not going to see it. It's where the chain hangs. It's the chain hooks. But this moss will actually cover it. And I don't know if I show it all, me putting this all in. But okay, once I get it covered, this is what it looks like. And you can't, it's all pretty colored. Then I take some eucalyptus from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to stick this all along the back edging. Now, some of this I can stick in that foam because it reaches. The pieces that didn't, I just used some hot glue and hot glued down a little bit. But for the most part, I was able to stick a lot of this in that foam underneath the nest. And I also added some flowers into this too, and I didn't show me doing that. I kind of did that off camera because it's the same concept. I'm basically just putting flowers just like the eucalyptus around the nest. I also took some twigs from outside, and I'm adding that as well into and around the nest. But here's the flowers, and everything came from Dollar Tree. And this bird I got off of Amazon, and I'm just going to stick that in there like that, and I'm going to hot glue that down into that nest. And I got some of this, I don't even know what it is. I got it from a thrift store, but it was beautiful. And I'm going to kind of wrap it around the edges of this. I just kind of wanted some more color. It looked like it needed something. It was like kind of plain. So I just kind of like loop it and wrap it around. Like I said, I don't even know what this is. It's almost like a sheer ribbon. I don't know. It's not even a ribbon. I don't know. It's got holes all through it. But yeah. And then I just tack that underneath with some hot glue. Cut off the excess. And then I'll just hot glue that underneath there once I get it to the way I want it. And then I take the same stuff and I make a bow, and we're going to put that towards the bottom of that once I get done fussing with that. And I just hot glue that in. I don't really use anything else but hot glue. So, and then that's really pretty much it for this project. Let me know in the description box below what you think. I think it turned out beautiful. I actually really love it. I love those flowers I stuck in there, and that ribbon is beautiful. now we're on to DIY number 2. Now this board, which was, this board, it was like originally, like, you see, $13. I got it for $3 at Hobby Lobby, and they had 3 of them, and I only got 1. Tell me if that's not dumb. I should have picked up all 3 of them. Yeah, but I did sand it, and we're going to cover this in my white from Apple Barrel, and I did 2 coats of that and drying in between. And then I'm going to take my ruler, and I use the width of the ruler for the lines. We're going to make it look like shiplap, and I just use the ruler to do this. And I did most of the lines off camera. I'm just showing you a little bit of what I did so you can get an idea, which I think you guys pretty much already know how to do this. But after that, I take my finger and kind of try to blend in some of the pencil markings. And then I take my gray granite and I distress this with the gray granite. I first go around all the edges and then I go in the middle. And why I do that, I want to remind everybody that I have a giveaway coming up soon, I hope. If I reach 500 subscribers by my birthday on August 17th, I will be giving away a $25 gift card to a subscriber. I'll be doing a drawing for it, and it will be the winner's choice on which $25 gift card they get. So please subscribe, like, and share. I want to reach that 500 for my birthday, please. Okay, I take this cross, and I got that cross from Dollar Tree for around Easter time, and I'm going to cover it in my antique wax, and I'm going to use a baby wipe. So basically, I'm just using this as a base. You're really not even going to see this, but I wanted that darker color, so if you did see a little bit of it, it would blend. And then I take my papers, and I got this stuff from Temu. It's kind of like, I don't know, it's a stain. And I take it and I do the back and I do the front of every page. And I think I have 12 pages, I think. Anyways, I just want to say, once I get this together and I got all the pages on, they weren't dark enough. These pages didn't end up being dark enough, and I ended up having, after I already made the video and edited the video, I went ahead and took some antique wax to it, and I'll explain that more later on. But as you can see, I rolled it from corner to corner, so I have like a little peak there, and all I did was use masking tape, painter's tape kind of stuff to hold it together. You're not going to see it, and I'm going to hot glue it down. But see how I just roll it from corner to corner? And then I take it and I kind of just adjust it with my hand a little bit, and then I take that little piece of tape and put it on there. And again, you're not going to see the tape, so it doesn't matter. But there's 12 of them. Okay, and now we're going to take the cross. Okay, I already cut these down, but I'll show you here in a minute what I did. And I'm going to take that middle one, and it's going to be up a little higher than the 2 sides. Each section of the cross gets 3 pieces or 3 rolls of paper. So this is going to be my middle one, so it's going to be up a little higher, and then I'm going to put 2 more on the side of that one, and they're going to be a little shorter. And I just use hot glue for this because this is just paper. It's paper on wood, and again, the tape holds it together, and then the glue will hold it together, so it works out pretty good. But you see the middle one's up higher and the 2 side ones kind of equal each other a little lower. Okay, now this is what I did. We're going to take it, and of course we're going to shorten this. And it just takes a minute for me to adjust and decide which rolls I want to use. But once I finally figure out a point of which I want to cut it at, I just kind of set it. You can see me pushing down on it, and I'm making an indentation on it. And then I'm just going to take scissors and cut that down. Yeah, I forgot I did mark it with a pencil, so I knew exactly where to cut it. But technically the indentation I have right there is easy. I didn't really actually need to do that. It was pretty clear, and I just snip them. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And what I did with the top, I'm going to do with the bottom, and then I do the same thing on the sides. They get 3 just like you've seen me do this one and the top one. Same concept, same thing, everything. And I don't think I showed me doing the sides, but again, it's very repetitive and it's the same. And of course, if you have any questions, you can always message me and ask me. And once I get that, we're going to do the sides. Alright, now, we got all that done. And that middle we ain't going to worry about. Alright, I got to pause and tell you about this bow, okay? I sat there for 15 minutes thinking about, okay, I need to make a Kathy Jo bow. And I'm thinking, I know how she did this. Let me think how she did this. And I went through several of her shows trying to find how to do this. I almost even called her. I almost called you Kathy Jo. And I just sat there and looked at it and looked at it. And this is what I got. I think I did it. I think I did it right. It turned out okay. I don't know if I did it exactly the way you do it. I don't care. It came out. But I seriously almost called you Kathy. It was, yeah. I don't know. I stress so much over bows. It's unreal. I don't know why I stress so much over bows. But that's another reason why I didn't show this in the video, because my bow making is horrendous. And like I said, this video would have been very long because I really just sat there 15 minutes staring at this ribbon. No joke. So, I got that from Amazon years and years ago, like before I even had my channel. And we're going to stick that in the middle of the bow. Now see how the bow kind of blends in with the paper? And then when I put it on the board, it blends in even more, and I didn't like that. So then that's why after like a day after I'd already done the video and done everything, I just took antique wax to it and darkened up that paper. And I didn't redo the final reveal. I ended up just taking a picture of it. And that's what the final reveal is just a picture. And I do eventually put the original and the one with the antique wax beside it so you can actually see the difference. Here's our party hat, and this is the challenge item number 3. And I'm going to take that antique white, and I'm going to put 2 coats on this. I want to cover up that party thing, picture, print, party picture, print, whatever. You get it. But I do 2 coats, and then I realized it's kind of bigger than I need it to be. So then I take some scissors and I cut it down a little bit. I didn't need it that big. So once I get that cut down, I'm going to take some of this burlap I have. And it takes me a hot minute to figure out how to wrap this thing to get it to wrap the way I want it to. But I do wrap it twice, because the first one doesn't really do a coverage on it. So it does get done twice. Just be careful not to burn your fingers when you do this. I actually didn't do too bad. I actually surprised myself. I didn't burn myself too much. Yeah, see, look, I'm like, how do I wrap this? How do I wrap this? But see, then light bulb kicks on and I finally figured it out. So, and I just hot glue that down. And again, be careful not to burn your fingers. And I wrap that once, and then I'm going to do it a second time. And the second time I do it, I forget how I did it the first time, and I just like seconds apart. Tell me how sad and pathetic that is. I'm like, okay, now how did I just do that? Yeah. And it doesn't matter how it looks when it wraps, because that part right there is going to be in the back anyways. You're not going to see it. Actually, it's more like on the back, a little bit on the side. Whatever, you don't see it. So it doesn't matter. So I wrapped it once. There's once. I thought I tacked that down. I hadn't tacked that down yet. So once I get that down, I'm gonna do it again. And here I'm like, okay, how did I do that? Well, wait. Yeah, I hesitate because I'm like, is that how I did it? Yeah, look, I don't know what I'm doing. That's not how I did it the first time, but you know what? It worked out. Like I said, it's not, you're not going to see that part anyways. It's mainly the front part that I wanted it to look. Matter of fact, I probably just could have wrapped the front, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure there's an easier way of doing this, and I don't know, my brain just doesn't function sometimes. So, yeah, I finished wrapping this, and like I said, you're not going to see that. I think you see a little bit of that side right there I just glued, but it's like on the side, more at the bottom, and you really have to look for it to know it's there, kind of a deal. But it's just a seam, and I'm fine with it. Like I said, you don't even notice it unless you're looking for it. So, once I get that done, I couldn't decide whether I wanted to cut that or fold that in, and I decided to fold it in because I wanted that edging. I didn't want to see the edge of the party hat. So that's when I decided just to push all that in and hot glue it down. So we're just going to shove that in there and smush it down. Smush, smush, smush. Okay, once I get that smushed, and try not to burn my fingers in the process. Yeah, I trim off a little bit of the excess in the back. Again, I don't even know why. I didn't have to do that either. You're not going to see it, seriously. But after I do that, I take some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree and I go around the top edges. Which, honestly, you kind of see it and you kind of don't. But it gave me peace of mind and a finished look. But you actually really don't see much of it. But it made me happy, so I did it. But it doesn't show, I don't think it shows up very much in the end, so but that's it for that. Okay, now we're going to take some foam, and I'm going to fit the foam inside of the party hat, and we're just going to shove it down in there, and it's pretty tight. I do put some hot glue down in there, but this actually ends up being a pretty tight fit, and I think it's because I put some of the burlap down in there. And then I'm going to take all these purple flowers I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm just going to arrange them all in this thing until it's completely full. And I also take some eucalyptus and I take it, but I don't put it all through there. I just round the back of it with it. It only goes into the back of this, so it's kind of like the flowers are sitting in a bed of eucalyptus. I don't know. Something. You'll see. Just watch. Words are hard, okay, people? Words are hard. I have issues. So, once I get all those down and about, and hopefully I don't show that all. I might end up showing all this. I just wanted some other color than the purple. And there is still a little green in there in the middle from some of the leaves that were on the flowers. But I really like the eucalyptus in the back and how it kind of makes a bed out of it. So once we get that, we're going to start assembling. And we're just going to use some Titebond and hot glue. And when I put this cross down, again, like I've mentioned a couple times, the paper blended too much in with the backing, the ribbon, and it got really hard to see. And after I was done with all of this and a day of thinking about it, that's when I ended up taking some antique wax and dry brushing it all over it. And all you're going to see is a picture of it because I didn't want to redo the final reveal on camera. And then I also take a picture of this and compare it to the one that I did the antique wax on so you can see the difference. So, we glued down the cross and we catty cornered that. Now, we're going to also catty corner the flowers. And, I mean, oh, I forgot I put some moss in there too because I could still see some of the foam. So I put some moss in there to cover it up. And you still see the ribbon like I put up around the edging, but it doesn't stand out like I thought it would. But that's okay. It's still pretty. You can still kind of see it, but it does blend in a little bit. But that's alright. So I hold that down for a second and let that dry. And then I take a sticker from Dollar Tree. Hang on, you'll see in a minute. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know. Yeah, okay, there. Okay, we take a sticker from Dollar Tree. I got that off one of the Dollar Tree stuff, and I put this in the middle. I thought this was very pretty. I love it. I love the colors. It blended. It was perfect. And then I take some Mod Podge, and I cover that with Mod Podge to protect it. So that is it. We're on to our final reveal. Here's our little beautiful spring, summer little bird thing. I think this would be very pretty in front of a window. Kind of stand out with the sun shining on it. I think that'd be very pretty. I show you the back because with that stuff I put at the bottom and stuff, it actually looks fine. It looks complete. It looks very pretty and very complete, even from the back. So there's our little birdie. Okay, now here's just the picture, and now I took the antique wax to that paper, and it made it a lot darker, and it popped it out. And here in a second, I will show you the difference. There's the difference. I think that's a big difference, in my opinion, and I think it looks a lot better. But that is it. Please let me know in the description box below what you think. And also remember to subscribe and like. I have that giveaway of a $25 gift card if I reach 500 subscribers by my birthday on August 17th. And with that, thanks again for stopping by, and I will see you on my next video.